You know what I like about wintertime? Indoor projects, because it totally sucks out there right now. Vulcan Arms is a brand that is known to me by their Quickdraw magnets. I have a set of them that I keep underneath of my desk where I put my CCW when it's not in use. They recently sent me some bags. I'm like, oh great, another bag. Like I need another one of those. I literally have a pile in the corner of my shop where I just chuck the bags that are not currently in use. However, I was pleasantly surprised when I opened up the box because this thing is actually unique. The Vulcan Arms Weatherlock bag is a soft-sided weapon case designed to focus on protection from nature while not adding a ton of weight. At its heart, the case is constructed of Weatherlock material, which is a type of water-resistant nylon, and the zippers are gasketed to combat seepage from all the types of weather that are wet. The whole unit is also positively buoyant. We have two different examples here, the small pistol case and the larger rifle bag. We're going to start with the pistol case because we're actually going to waterproof test this here in just a few minutes. But I believe, I haven't checked this yet, but I believe that it's marketed as water resistant, not waterproof, but we're going to find out. The pistol case has two padded pockets and they easily fit standard handguns. I can even get a deagle in there if I turn it sideways. The second layer of pockets are elastic topped pouches for magazines. And I suppose other things that are of similar dimension. I've stuffed a bunch of mags of various types in the pockets so you can get an idea of how big they are. The only one that's a little tight is the Glock 21 Fun Stick, with everything else fitting with ease. For another reference, here are two flashlights, the ER9 and the Warrior from PowerTac. The ER9 is what I would call a normal EDC size light, and the Warrior is a pocket sun. Both of these obviously fit without issue, and if you look over at our Linktree page, which is linked in the description box down below, you can find discounts from PowerTac as well as other brands that we work with on a regular basis and can stand behind. Thank you. The case is rounded out with a bunch of nylon attachment points on the front, and the bag has a decent layer of padding should you drop your stuff. We're going to shift gears now and talk about the rifle case, but before we do, we're going to take this upstairs and submerge it for an hour and see if we can get these zippers to leak at all. The rifle case is an upscale version of the pistol case. It's a double rifle case, or I suppose a quadruple SBR case if you're into that sort of thing. Velcro nylon straps on either side as well as stock pockets to retain your weapons, and each side is separated by more Weatherlock nylon pad between them. The major difference between this case and the pistol case, besides the size, is the hardware on the outside. In addition to the standard bag handle, there are pull handles on either end and a plethora of attachment points to clip the sling into. Additionally, the rifle case features a layer of pad around the perimeter should you drop your stuff. If I step aside for just a second, you guys can see that I have the rifle case hanging up here. The sling is attached to the points on one side of it, and that allows it to just kind of like hang open. And I think they did that on purpose because the way this material works and the way the bag seals up, I think that if it is wet inside and then you sealed it up, it would probably never dry because it doesn't have airflow. But hung up like this, it took about 3 hours for it to dry, and the water doesn't actually seep into the fabric. It just kind of like sits on top. So if you were looking down here, you'd actually see water on the floor where it just kind of like ran off the bag type thing. Now, the other thing that they claim on their website is that it's easy to clean after it gets dirty. So you guys know what that means, right? Let's go back and check on our pistol case because I'm pretty sure that it's far past its originally stated time for submersion. So for this test, what I did was I submerged the case by hand to get the surface wet, and then I waited. Then I compressed the air out of the case and submerged it to the zipper. After the time elapsed, we ended up with a 1 ounce gain in weight. For reference, this is 1 ounce of water. So we did pick up a little bit of weight over the course of the last hour, so I do expect there to be some water in here. The question is, where did it come from and why is it there? I did go to their website and check it out. The Vulcan website does say that this is a water-resistant bag. It does not claim that it's waterproof. I just wanted to see for myself. So let's get in here and see what we find. The zipper's a little bit tough, as mentioned. All right, yes, we do have a little bit of water. I see it mostly down in this region. So let's check the internal pouches. So for reference, this would be the front, the part that would have been above the water. And as we expect, that pouch is completely dry. The pouches on the front here also dry. The upholstery, except for a few spots of water that look like they were probably just washed around, is dry on this face as well. Going to the bottom, same thing. This is dry, except for a couple spots of just like beads of water. Inside the pouch, also dry. Inside of the individual magazine pouches, dry. Down here, yes, this is wet. So what I'm gonna say is that it's not leaking from up top here, because otherwise we would find this pouch to be wet. I don't believe that it is leaking through these stitches here either, because otherwise we would find this to be wet. All the water appears to be located here. So what I'm saying is that it's at the terminus of the zipper. That's where it's leaking. So food for thought. Again, when this thing is not compressed and weighted down to sink, I don't think it's sinking. Here we are the next day, and this is some single ply. No tomfoolery here. There's a little bit of residue here, so we're gonna see if we can just add a little bit of water and get that ghosting off. Same piece. Yeah, I would classify that as easy to clean. We are all familiar with the performance aspects of John Wayne toilet paper and the arduous task that it is to clean anything with it. I think this concludes our look at the Vulcan Arms Weatherlock bags. I would classify these as a solid pickup. If you're looking for something to haul around your pistol or your rifle to and from the range, protected a little bit from the elements, which, again, to reiterate what I said in the intro, was not how I thought it was going to go. Special thanks to our Patreon and Subscribe Star supporters, as well as our members here at YouTube.